Welcome to today's edition of Crypto Corner at InvestorIdeas.com. News on what's driving the cryptocurrency market. Hello everyone, this is Sam Mowers here and welcome to episode 526 of the Crypto Corner podcast. For news today, Canaan has reported an improvement in its revenue visibility. Argo has entered an LOI to acquire property in Texas for a mining facility, and DMGI is conducting an immersive cooling study ahead of large-scale deployment. Just before we jump into the show, a quick reminder that if you enjoyed this podcast, please feel free to share it or leave us a review. I also recommend checking out some of the other podcasts on InvestorIdeas.com. Some of these include the Clean Tech and Climate Change podcast, as well as the Cannabis podcast. Both of those will bring you up to speed on the latest stock news and trends in their respective spaces. All right, Canaan Inc., which trades on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol CAN, has reported a substantial improvement in its revenue visibility in 2021 as a result of attaining purchase orders totaling more than 100,000 units of Bitcoin mining machines from customers in North America. The company's chairman and CEO, Nangang Zhang, explained, quote, "We have changed our operations model in 2021. Previously, we were selling Bitcoin mining machines mostly to individual mining operators who may not have longer-term plans. In late 2020, we shifted our client base to mostly publicly traded companies and Bitcoin-focused investment funds, which tend to place sizable orders with longer-term commitment. As a result, we can now forecast our revenue much more precisely. Our increased revenue visibility is not only enabling us to plan our production and logistics well in advance, but also helping us to optimize our cost structure and improve our customer satisfaction rate. Above all, it should help us achieve profitable growth for the long run." End quote. Argo blockchain, which trades on the LSE under the ticker symbol ARB, has entered into a letter of intent with DPN LLC of New York to acquire 320 acres of land in West Texas, USA, with access to 800 megawatts of electrical power, where the company plans to build a new 200-megawatt mining facility in the next 12 months. Speaking of the agreement, Argo CEO Peter Wall said, quote, "It gives Argo tremendous control over our mining operations, as well as significant capacity for expansion. In addition, we have been able to secure access to some of the cheapest renewable energy worldwide in a location where innovation in new technologies is encouraged and incentivized." End quote. DMG Blockchain Solutions, Inc., which trades on the TSXV under the ticker symbol DMGI, is conducting an extensive long-term immersion cooling feasibility study, allowing it to proceed with needed preparations for large-scale deployment in 2021. Immersion cooling, according to the press release, will enable DMG to grow its operations in a sustainable way, as well as to reinforce its leadership in the area of innovation-driven Bitcoin mining. The company's CTO Adrian Glover explained, quote, "Through the use of immersion cooling, we believe we can obtain a 30% uplift on the labeled hash rate on any piece of mining equipment, or up to 130 terahash per second from a standard 100 terahash per second miner. The longer-term future of DMG's strategy is to run everything possible in immersion. After a short amortization period, our marginal additional infrastructure investment in the form of tanks, dry coolers, pumps, fluid, etc., will create significant gains for DMG and create a competitive advantage beyond what air cooling can achieve." End quote. That does it for today's Crypto Corner. If you would like to be a guest or sponsor for this podcast, contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products, services, or securities. Investors are reminded all investment involves risk and possible loss of investment. To hear more InvestorIdeas.com podcasts, please visit InvestorIdeas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio.com, and Google Play Music.